Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning into our webinar today. I'm Monique Anderson, Marketing Coordinator at Saratech, and I will be your host today. We are fortunate to have Dean Boggess, Solutions Consultant, and Kevin Baxter, Application Engineer, here with us today to talk about the benefits of implementing Teamcenter Rapid Start to extend your PDM capabilities. Next slide. If you should have questions or comments during the presentation, please go ahead and enter them into the chat box, and we'll promptly respond to them at the end of our webcast. I also want to let you know we have a short survey at the close of the presentation. You could stick around for about 10 to 15 seconds to fill that out. We really appreciate your feedback. And today's agenda, first I covered our welcome and introductions. I will then give a little brief overview of Saratech, and then I'll hand the presentation over to Dean and Kevin, who will talk in depth about Teamcenter Rapid Start, and then followed lastly by a Q&A session. But first, I want to quickly tell you about Saratech. For over 15 years, we've been teaming up with our customers to help optimize their processes across their design, analysis, manufacturing, and quality systems. We're an industry leader in the PLM space through our partnership with Siemens, and we are their #1 partner in the Americas. Headquartered in Orange County, California, our team of professionals are located all over the United States to be closer to our customers. And without further ado, I will hand the reins over to Dean.
Thank you, Monique, and thanks everyone for attending today. So my name is Dean Boggess, and I'd like to talk a little bit about what this presentation actually is not. It's not for people considering why do I need PDM or what's the value of PLM. This presentation is targeted to people who have already implemented a base PLM vaulting tool, or may have a homegrown tool, maybe SharePoint, or people who are considering implementing a base data management tool. Here's a list of some of the issues we've encountered in these situations. People find that systems don't work with multiple CAD formats. There's no ECAD support. Doesn't handle all of my engineering data. Find out you've got to do all the work yourself. It's hard to use with a complicated interface. I can't find my data. I can't use it on any device. I can't access it from anywhere. I can't afford downtimes, and I got to get this thing up and running fast. It takes too long to get this implemented. And geez, I've run out of gas with this current tool. How do I get beyond the capabilities of my current tool into future PLM requirements and future business objectives? Teamcenter Rapid Start includes multi-CAD support. It includes ECAD integration, includes pre-configured workflows and user rules, and more. Additionally, it requires very little IT support on your side. It can be deployed rapidly, so you can get a quick return on your investment. Here's what industry analyst Tech Clarity has to say about a pre-configured PDM from an approach perspective. Takes away the guesswork so you can get started immediately and again, quickly achieve your benefits. Customer Weir Valves has this to say about Teamcenter Rapid Start implementation. Again, it's about keeping things simple and out of the box as much as possible to quickly reduce engineering errors, increase efficiency, and find what you need to do your job. So this is an overview of what's included in a Rapid Start deployment. We're not gonna, you wouldn't do all these typically in a deployment. We'll touch on all of them, but it's not a requirement you do them all. This is kind of our shopping list as we go through. So let's go through and see what's included in the deployment in more detail. We'll start with MCAD and ECAD data management. These days, everyone is part of or has an extensive supply chain, right? Globalization is just the new reality. Teamcenter allows you to work with your supply chain or customers regardless of their CAD tools. Engineers can quickly find the right information, easily share design data, even across multiple CAD environments. You'll see this later in the demo. Teamcenter's integration with the CAD system makes the PDM functionality transparent to the CAD users. You never have to leave your workspace. It greatly increases the productivity of the end users, right? To stay and work in that same tool without having to jump around from product to product. With Teamcenter, you can bring in data from multiple CAD sources into a single BOM. Teamcenter, you can visualize, you can search, validate, reuse data across multiple products and projects. Teamcenter Rapid Start Design Context gives you the ability to find exactly what you're looking for. Whether that means finding all the components of a particular type located in a specified zone, or identifying a part or collection of parts that may be at risk based on the proximity to another part. In other words, you can see all the associated data and better understand their impact and their intent. In the example on the screen, the user can access, in this case, everything connected to the engine, braking, or rear suspension system, and then quickly retrieve just the information they need, regardless of where it's stored or what CAD system it came from. Intelligent partnering helps you maintain company standards. Important. This is done by defining requirements kind of behind the scenes as part of the implementation, and that's done through the pre-configured templates. Then all the engineers or the other end users need to do, follow the prompts they're given and choose from a list of values. Once the selections are made, the part numbers are automatically generated. RapidStart comes with a powerful product structure manager module that allows you to manipulate product structure that's been automatically extracted from a CAD system. The management of parts, assembly structures, relationships, the mapping of the attributes enables the definition of the overall product structure and validation of a design components across multiple product configurations. Defining product structure, BOM or bill of materials, whatever, early in the engineering process through a common BOM eliminates the mistakes that can happen when there are multiple BOMs to define your product. I've seen this when customers have separate BOMs for one for an E-BOM and an M-BOM as an example that they try to kludge together at some point in the process. Teamcenter Rapid Start Data Exchange allows you to create specific design review packages containing 2D, 3D CAD files, as well as other technical documents, and send these packages to both internal or external users. The information in the packages can be viewed, it can be marked up, but it does not expose your intellectual property. Very key, very key. So there's visualization tools that you can see the multiple CAD formats, but it doesn't expose your IP. All this is done through email, so you don't need to be connected to Teamcenter. So this is a great way to do design reviews with work groups, suppliers, customers, what have you. And again, ECAD. Teamcenter Rapid Start supports ECAD integrations with some of the more popular design tools from Mentor and Cadence, Intercept and Altium, as well as wire harness design by ePlan, Mentor, and Zuken. Again, we're bringing both the mechanical and electrical CAD data together. All right, so now let's talk specifically about the document management functionality in Teamcenter Rapid Start. Teamcenter Rapid Start includes standardized document management features so you can create and manage documents in conjunction with PDM process and data. Related documents are associated with actual products, and you can synchronize the attributes between documents and the PDM. Adobe PDF integration gives you view and markup tools. Also, you can create structured documents and do batch printing with watermarks. So it might be, you know, protected document, or you can put a timestamp on it. Teamcenter Rapid Start also has integration with Microsoft Office. This makes it easy not only for the CAD authors, folks like the CAD users, they're the authors authoring data, but also for data consumers, people outside of engineering, the engineering department, who use Microsoft tools to access the data. And this is a key point. The real success of a PDM system is when it makes that leap out of just being an engineering tool to actually being an enterprise tool, right? And by integrating into Microsoft Office, like you see in the toolbar there, it really gives people outside of engineering the ability to use the tool in an interface and a tool set they're already familiar with, like Microsoft. So that's a key point. Some of the applications for this you might include updating or creating technical publications or process sheets, custom requirements, manufacturing setups, test specifications, and there's many other applications, of course, that involve Word. Teamcenter Rapid Start comes pre-configured with reports to support everyday reporting requirements. Reports are based on accurate, up-to-date, up to that second up-to-date data in your PDM system, right? Pre-configured reports can be tailored using the included wizard. Some reports included with Rapid Start are part change history, change report, bill of materials, and there's others. For an example, the reports can help you maybe track and optimize your product's costs and weights, right? There's an example. Teamcenter features simple simple search capabilities so end users can intuitively define searches on their own to find information that they need. You can search on business objects and their properties using either the pre-configured or your own user-defined searches. You can save commonly used searches and reuse them again and again and again. And you'll see an example of searches and how easy this is later on in the demonstration. All right, we've talked a little bit about the data types it can manage. Let's look at a bit how it's applied to, say, some of the common processes. Teamcenter Rapid Start provides you with basic workflow capabilities to streamline product development by automating and synchronizing processes. You can review, comment, approve, reject. You can easily modify pre-configured workflows for your own specific processes. You don't need to be a programmer. It's just a drag and drop. You get audit information, you get timestamps, as well as notifications from workflows. It's a little hard to see on this screen, but it does include some of the pre-configured workflows. Those things are development release, production release, obsolescence process, quick release, change status, the pre-configured status that are included, development release, production release, and obsolete. Again, through the Microsoft Office integration, you can review, approve, or reject an engineering change. Also, as your Teamcenter environment grows, this function can actually be expanded to full CM2 type change management. Teamcenter Rapid Start delivers engineering order workflow processes that include both change request and change order components of a typical engineering change process. Now let's look at the pre-configured roles and functionality included with Teamcenter Rapid Start. Teamcenter Rapid Start offers pre-configured groups and roles with appropriate access and permissions to simple common tasks. The standard set of roles support the tasks we do every day. For example, start a new project or issue an ECO, review a design change, etc. You can start with the pre-configurations and add your own users or your own groups, your own roles, or again, workflows, all as needed. Another pre-configured role is the shop floor viewing client. This is a streamlined web client that's targeted specifically for the top shop floor users to find release for manufacturing items, view, measure, and print. Typical use for the shop floor viewer, again, inspections, maybe assembly team, machine setup, those type of folks. So that's some of the Teamcenter functionality of Rapid Start. Now let's look at Teamcenter in action with, in this case, it's going to be SolidWorks. In this demonstration, Kevin will be highlighting some of the capabilities we've already discussed. Those would be including, obviously, you'll see the integration with SolidWorks. We'll do a simple data search, design and BOM management, standard document management, some pre-configured workflows, engineering change management, and CAD neutral visualization. So take it away, Kevin.
In this interface here, we see Mary, a manager that has received a proposed design change. And you can see she's easily navigating through the information here that has attached all the reference items. She has the ability to look at where used, open those documents, review what it's proposing for the change. Once she sees that the change looks like it needs to happen, she can go over and add her comments. That'll be tracked within the change process. After she approves that, the designer now within SolidWorks, you have the Team Center interface here that they're looking at the same information, which is critically important for everybody in the organization to be able to see the same attachments, the same requirements. At this step in the process, this designer is now able to make changes. After they go in and review the requirements for this change using the same tools that Mary was, they can go in here and see the attachments from the person that started this change, drag and drop those right into their SolidWorks environment and start modeling and making these changes. So they can go do searches very readily on the same information that everybody else in the organization has access to. Once they make those changes and add the handle back into the assembly, they're able to save those changes back into Team Center so that everybody has a single repository, same source of information for all the data. That's also available from any device with the Active Workspace interface. So those changes get saved back into Team Center once the designer is done and approves that task that he was doing here to make those changes and completes that. Mary now has a notification back in her inbox that this change has been completed. She can go look at the changes that were done using the viewer after she reviews what those changes were again in her busy day. She wouldn't remember that most likely, and pull up the visualization, validate that those changes were done according to specification. She has the information right here that she can find in the visualization within Active Workspace. Once she approves those, this will go and be released so that anybody in the organization is able to see that information.
That's awesome. Thanks, Kevin. Kevin, can you walk us through these last couple of technical things regarding the platform and deployment?
Sure. So all the PDM functionality of Team Center Rapid Start takes advantage of Team Center's best-in-class visualization. The Team Center delivers visualization, collaboration, and design review capability using JT files and many other 2D and 3D file formats. Organizations that work in a multi-CAD environment can perform analysis on multi-CAD 3D assemblies without requiring access to a CAD system. The capability is extended to any user, even without an engineering workstation, through the Active Workspace interface. Team Center Rapid Start comes with pre-configured Team Center translation services to automate 2D translation of draft files into PDFs or DXFs as required. The 3D translations are able to convert files into your lightweight JT formats and other formats such as IGES or STEP, which are pretty common in the engineering world. You're also able to translate Microsoft Office documents to PDFs. The framework is pretty generic and is also able to translate BOMs into required formats. And there's on-demand batch or workflow-driven translation. There are multiple browsers supported by Team Center, and that allows any device with browser capabilities to access Team Center, which is quite different from most of the other platforms that are out there. There are several web servers that are available to accommodate what your IT support is familiar with, and SSO is an additional configuration that is supported.
Great, thanks, Kevin. So there it is. That's kind of Teamcenter Rapid Start. It is a phenomenal place to start your PLM roadmap. Of course, it's a roadmap. It's a journey. It's not really a destination, but by no means does it stop there. Teamcenter Rapid Start can be expanded to address additional PLM functionality and business requirements over time. Things like schedule management. So you've got maybe a Microsoft project you're using now. Again, it's a separate system that can be rolled into and functionality built, very similar to that, built into Teamcenter. Requirements management would be another capability we could add on. Requirements management, you could literally take the requirements, a specification sheet from your customer, scan it in, and associate your product data right to the scanned document, right? We already touched on change management, kind of the CM2 capabilities. Advanced BOM management, supplier integration. You could literally have your suppliers be extended clients to Teamcenter. Of course, there's security in place, so they only can have access to what they want to do, but you can push and pull data to and from your suppliers through Teamcenter. You could manage MRO. Compliance is another one that didn't make the list here, but making sure you're compliant with environmental compliance or what have you. ERP integration, everyone asks about ERP integration. There are several ERP integrations out of the box. It's a matter of defining whether you want to push from Teamcenter or pull from your ERP and just flipping the switches. So those things are all there. And of course, there's more. So just to recap, we've seen how Teamcenter Rapid Start gives you the ability to work with multiple CAD formats. Again, handles both MCAD and ECAD data, works with all of your engineering data, Word, Excel, PDFs, whatever formats, crazy formats you have, it all can be associated. It requires very little time and effort on your part to get set up because it is pre-configured. Easy to use by everyone in your extended enterprise. We saw that same interface regardless of whether you're again, an author type or a consumer type, everybody has the same interface. It can be used on multiple devices. Really didn't show that here, but it does work on your iPad and your smartphone, of course, your laptop and your desktop. And it provides an extensive growth path. You saw some of the things I talked about on the previous slide for future business objectives. So if you're experiencing any of those issues or are interested in having Saratech evaluate maybe your current environment, give us a call. We can see how Teamcenter can help you achieve your business objectives. That is all we have. Back to you, Monique.
Awesome. Thank you, Dean and Kevin. Great presentation today. We've now reached the Q&A portion of the presentation. So if our audience members, if you think of any questions in the meantime, please go ahead and type those in the chat box. I'll read them aloud. But first, Dean, we did get a couple questions in from the audience.
Great.
So the first one says, how long does it take to do an implementation?
Oh, that's always the first question. So an implementation is typically anywhere from 1 week to a maximum of 2 weeks. That includes installation, training. There's a good bit of, there's some homework, of course, that goes into the planning process, but anywhere between 1 week to 2 weeks.
Okay, awesome. And then second question reads, how much training is required?
Training. So in this case, you saw the interface to Microsoft Office. You saw it work in SolidWorks. It's really more of an orientation than training. It's really just a couple of hours with the various user types. I really don't call it a dedicated training session. It's just an orientation of how to use some of the tools we're already using. The Active Workspace interface is extremely intuitive, so it's really just a couple hours.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you. We have no more questions at the moment, but if anyone should think of questions once this presentation ends, please go ahead and reach out to info@saratech.com, and we'd be happy to get your questions along to the appropriate parties for follow-up. And to everyone, we'll be posting this video to YouTube later today. Feel free to pass along to your friends and colleagues, and please be sure to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Twitter and LinkedIn to find out upcoming webinar dates and topics. And don't forget to stay logged on after our webinar concludes to fill out our survey. Let us know how we did and what you liked. All of your feedback is greatly appreciated. Thank you everyone for attending and have a great rest of your day.